Hi friends, it's Debbie with Create Pretty Things. How are you guys doing? Welcome to afternoon crafting. I hope you guys are having a great day. My day has been wonderful. Did you guys all watch the eclipse yesterday? Wasn't it incredible? We didn't have 100% totality here, but it was still fun to watch. So I hope you guys got a chance to watch it. Today we are gonna do some spring crafting. Look at this transfer. Isn't it adorable? It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 flowers, and they have different words on the stems like love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, thoughtfulness, gentleness, and self-control. We're going to put that, now that I'm looking at it, I wonder if it'd be better. I was going to put it on this board like this, like flower stems with the stems have words, but I wonder how it would look like that. What do you guys think? As you jump on, please hit that heart button and follow my page. Also, feel free to share this with anyone you think would enjoy it, and let me know where you're watching from. I'd love to know. So here's my question. If I do it like this, you can read the words and you can still have the flowers off to the side. Or if I did it like this, the flowers would be upright. Which way do you guys think would be better? Would you like it so the flowers are upright with the stems that go sideways? Or would you like it so that you can read the words and the flowers are off to the side? I know it's a tough question. Let me see which way my hangers go. We're going to use this chalkboard frame tonight. So it's just a chalkboard that I picked up at one of the craft stores. It's a little dusty, but I want to make sure that I get my hangers right side up. So I'm going to go ahead and lay this down. So I'm going to look at this transfer, and I think I'm going to do it long ways so that the flowers are standing up and the words are sideways. So these are reusable sticky silkscreen transfers. I do want to clean this just a little smudge here with some water. And they are reusable between 8 and 12 times as long as you take really, really good care of them. And that just means fuzzing them properly and cut so that you don't stretch out the transfer, and cleaning them properly and then storing them properly, which is just on the backer sheet, which I'm going to remove right now. Now I have a fuzzing towel, and all this is a cloth, a terry cloth, to help reduce the stickiness of this transfer. So these do come on a transfer backer. You just peel it off and save that backer. You want to store your transfer back on that. So just go ahead and peel it off, and you can see that it's sticky. I'm going to go ahead and lay this down on any piece of cloth. It could be your shirt, it could be this fuzzing towel, it could be a regular towel, a dish towel, just anything. You're just gonna lay it down, rub it, and pick it up a couple times. And like I said, that's to reduce some of that stickiness, to temper it a little bit so that it is easy to peel off, but it still sticks to your surface. So if it sticks really, really hard, then you cannot, well, you can get it off, but it might stretch. I don't know why you guys I feel like you guys are way far away from me today. I'll move you down a little bit so that you can see. Okay, so can you see through this transfer? That is because it's silkscreen. Now, wherever you can see through is where my paste is going to go through the transfer down to the surface below and create my design. So I'm going to lay this down, and it's important to get it straight, which I have to practice with, and center it. And I'm not going to go quite down to the bottom. Well, maybe I can go down a little bit more, because I'm going to put a ribbon down there. I don't think I'm going to do the words that say Galatians 5:22-23 down there. I'm going to put a ribbon though instead. So I've got this on here. It looks like it's centered and pretty straight. All I'm doing at this point is rubbing it down to make sure there's not any air bubbles. You can see some air bubbles, like this one is one, but it's not near my silk screen, so it's okay. Just rub it down so that you don't have any air bubbles. Now, the reason you don't want air bubbles is because this silk screen has created a little sealed area for the paste to create the design. And if you have air bubbles, that sealed area is not tight, so the paste is going to leak out through that area, and your design is not going to be so crisp. So you do want to make sure you don't have any air bubbles around where you're going to be chalking, which is the silkscreen area. Now, I'm going to do white for the words today. This is our bright white. I'm going to stir it up because I did add some water, and I want to make sure it's not too loose. So your paste should be the consistency of like a frosting, a can of frosting. If it's too thick, you can add some distilled water. And if it's too thin, you probably need to air it out for a little bit so some of that water can absorb. I think this is pretty good right now. And then I had two choices for green. So I had this color, which is sage. I was going to use the green for the flowers, the stems, because I thought it would pop on the black. But then I started thinking that this is eucalyptus. This would more closely match the frame, and I think it would still pop. So I think I'm going to use eucalyptus. And now I'm kind of thinking, well, maybe I want the flowers to be a different color. The flower heads. No, I think we're going to go with our original plan. We'll just do green flower tops, and we will do white words, and I'm not going to do the Galatians 5:22, 23 on the bottom. This is my eucalyptus, and it's one of my favorite colors. What you're going to do is you're going to get your chalk paste and get a little bit on your squeegee. And then I'm just going to go ahead and press it through the silk screen wherever I want that color to be. So I'm going to kind of end at where the words will create their flow. And some of them kind of flow into the words, and some look like they might have some stems, but I think I'll just ignore that part. So you want to make sure that you peel this up while it's still dry. And I can feel that this eucalyptus paste is a little drier than it should be because it feels a little thicker and it's not gliding the way the properly hydrated paste should be. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the paste and pull method, which is basically you're just going to paste a little bit and then you're going to lift that portion off. Lift the silk screen off that portion to release that paste. If you don't release the paste when the paste is still wet, then it's going to come up with the transfer. It won't stay down below. Look how cute that looks so far, guys. So I'm going to just go ahead and hit it with my dryer, which I don't seem to have available. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this down. And normally I would just hit it with the dryer. And I do notice that, oh no, that wasn't supposed to be there. Okay, so I'm going to smooth it back down. I don't really need to smooth it where that paste is already done. I'm just going to smooth up to it. And I am going to continue pasting. Now I do notice that I missed a little bit of this flower here. And now I'm just going to continue across the way and get all these flowers done. So this is really, really easy to do. It's quick and easy. The paste dries really quick, especially if it's on the drier side, which won't be a benefit to you because you just want to move a little faster to get that paste released from the screen. But all I'm doing is applying the paste over the transfer, and then I'm going over to remove any excess paste, just kind of scraping it off. What I don't use, I'm putting back into my jar. I'm going to go ahead and release this again. I know you guys can't see, can you? I'm going to lift this up. And it looks really good so far. Look at this. Those are all our flowers. So those are the tops of the flowers. Okay, so now we're going to continue. Actually, some of these are ghosting just a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, this flower had a little bit of issues. So I'm going to go ahead, lay this down. I'm gonna spray some distilled water into my jar of eucalyptus that is kind of dry. So you just wanna add a little bit of water, distilled water only, because if you introduce any impurities, which are in our tap water, then it could mold on you. So just use the distilled water. I'm gonna mix it up a little bit. And I'm gonna go back over this part here that didn't go through and see if I can get it a little bit better. I think the rest are okay. And this was just like outlines, okay? So now I'm gonna go ahead and get my white. This is bright white. I'm gonna get my squeegee and I'm gonna go over these words. Make sure you don't have any air bubbles. Since I lifted it, I wanna go back over it again and make sure it's all smoothed down where I need to chalk. And here we go. Quick and easy. Now this one is so, you can tell if it needs water just by the way it glides. This one is perfect. This one is gliding totally different because it's hydrated properly. So make sure you get everything that you want covered in the white paste, which is just the words. And parts of the stem. And then we're just about done. We're gonna go ahead and peel this off, and then we're gonna make a cute bow for this. And I may need your help on this one because I don't know what color to do or what type of bow. So I may need your help on this as far as the bow. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put the white away. And let's peel this off. So I'm just gonna get to the middle of my transfer so I don't stretch it out. I'm gonna pull it down. And look how that white is popping, guys. Can you guys see how good that looks? I'll show you how to clean this transfer in just a second. Release this transfer, and I'm just gonna put it on the edge of my desk for right now because I wanna show you this. Look how pretty. Very simple, but I'm gonna put it aside. It'll dry real quick over here, but I wanna show you how to clean the transfer. So you wanna make sure you clean all of that paste out of the transfer, and you're just gonna use water, plain old tap water. Doesn't have to be distilled or anything. I lay it on my mat and I spray it with water. This is easier to clean if you do it right away. Don't let it sit for an hour because it'll be a little bit tougher. You can still clean it, but it'll be a little tougher. Just trying to keep your job a little easier for you. I'm gonna cap up my paste real quick just so that I can have that out of the way. Since my eucalyptus is a little dry, I'm gonna spray some distilled water in there and just cap it up, and I'll stir it when I get done with it. Whoops. And I'm gonna go ahead and use a paper towel to get this paste off the top layer of this. So paper towel, and I'm just gonna go ahead and wipe this. So wipe it so you get the paste off. And this is not gonna clean it completely. You may wanna go a couple different directions on this. And I do have some thick pieces right here of paste. Some thick areas. So I'm just trying to get the bulk of that paste off. And then I'm gonna get what's called my board eraser. My board eraser I have sitting in some water just to keep it moist. I'm gonna squeeze it out. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and clean this up. Go a couple different ways. Circles, counter circles, up, down, all around, just to get it out from wherever it's hiding. Go ahead and rinse out your sponge. Lift up your transfer, and you wanna do the other side. Now, I always clean up my mat underneath before I flip it over. And then I'm gonna spray the sticky side, and we're gonna get all that fuzz off that we added when we were fuzzing. And we're also gonna get the paste out. Now this is the secret to being able to use these transfers between 8 and 12 times, is cleaning them. Now this is a sticky side, and obviously the sticky part, the sticky function of this transfer is important. So you're gonna go kind of gentle over this. Don't scrub too hard. Just make sure you get that paste out. Now it's not gonna be too dirty on this side because we applied paste to the top, not this side. It just went through the screen. So I'm gonna go ahead and use a paper towel, and dry this side. I've got it all out of that screen. I'm gonna dry it. Once again, don't go too vigorous. I'm gonna flip this over and I'm gonna dry the top of this. This cleaned up beautifully, guys, no hard trouble. Some of your paste colors are gonna stain your transfers, and that's okay as long as you get it out of the silk screen. If it stains the teal part, you're still okay. I'm just gonna dry this up, and then I'm gonna get my transfer backer. Now I wanna put, the yellow side is the back. The white side is where you want to apply the sticky side of your transfer. So I'm just going to try to center it on here. Do the best job I can. The transfer backer obviously prevents it from sticking to whatever else is floating around in your air or in your, wherever you're going to store it. So it keeps it clean and it keeps it sticky. It protects that sticky. So I'm just gonna go through and smooth this down. Try to get any air bubbles out because you want that to be sticky for next time. So here it is, clean. You can see through the transfer again. There's no indication that there's any paste. All I'm gonna do is put it back in the cellophane wrapper that it came in. Now they have a sticky flap. I normally, when I take them out, I stick the sticky flap down, and that's because it helps me when I put it back into the wrapper. So I'm gonna put this in so that I can see the transfer on the clear side of the envelope. You may wanna kind of fold the edges just to get it in there. Make sure that you don't have anything that's flapped up. And then I am going to get the flap that has a sticky on it, and I'm just going to unseal it and seal it down. So now it is sealed. And if you need to know the directions for this, they're on the back. The name of the transfer is also on the back. This one is called Love, Joy, and Peace. And this is how I store them. I either hang them or I put them in a plastic tote, laying down flat. So that's how I store these. Okay. So now we have our beautiful sign. Let's embellish it just a little bit. Now my idea was to use some ribbon, and I was trying to make this look kind of like they're growing out of the ground. So this is kind of a lattice looking ribbon. I also thought maybe I could put some color behind it. Here's some orange. Oh, I don't think I like that. I have some green with leaves. I think the leaves would be lost. I have some regular green that actually matches my, matches my flowers. I think I might do that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna glue this on since it's a black board that I'm using, and I wanna use it again. I could use my glue gun to glue it down, but I think a better idea would be to use some glue dots. So I just basically want this to go, oh yeah, that goes really nice with this frame. I want it to go across the bottom. So I'm going to cut the length. And then I'm going to cut another length to overlay it with this brown basket weave looking lattice ribbon. So this is how it's going to work. I've got these clear glue dots, and they're just kind of sectioned. I don't know if you can see this, but they're kind of perforated so that you have one glue dot per square. I'm going to go ahead and get a glue dot. You just separate, peel it off. And my glue dots are on the clear side. So I'm going to put a glue dot right here. Whoops. And we'll put a glue dot on the other side. Just rub them on and peel them off. And we're going to put our green ribbon. Press it down. Then on top of this, I'm going to put another glue dot onto the ribbon. I'm going to place one in the middle. And one on the edge. Oops. They are sticky, guys. Let's see if that one will still work. And then I'm going to attach my ribbon. I wonder if I want to. Let's do it flat. I was thinking maybe I could bunch it on that side. Maybe. Okay, here's what we have so far. So it's kind of resembling the ground. I know it's pretty far away from the flowers, but I want to make a bow. And I think I'm going to use this burlap ribbon here. So I might do the burlap and the green. Let's make our bow out of that. So I'm going to take a length, and I think I want some tails. And I believe I'm just going to do like an awareness bow. Want some longer tails. I need sharper scissors, guys. Okay, so here's my awareness bow. Did you guys see what I did there? I just have my ribbon, and all I did was fold it to make it look like one of those awareness ribbons. Maybe a little bit longer. There we go. And then I'm going to bring it down, and I'm just going to kind of scrunch that up. I've got some wire twine here. So I'm just going to kind of gather this. Is this the right way? Let's see. Get my tails. Bring this down. I wonder if I want to bring it in the front. There we go. Bring it down. My question here is, do I bring it down to the front or the back? I think it's much easier to do it to the back. So that's what I'm going to do. So I do want to gather this up a little bit. So that I can tie it, cinch it. I think I'm just going to go around a couple times, and then I'm going to fluff this just a little bit and tie it in the back pretty tight. Cinch it. Okay, so it's a little lopsided. Looks like this one's smaller. So So I'm going to kind of pull this out a little bit now that I made it really tight. Or maybe I can just force this to be. Okay, I think that's pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and cut. You know, I may want to do it the other way because I want my green on top. So I'm going to bring these twisty wires to the back, and then I'm going to get my 2 ribbons together, lay them out, fold them in half, and then from the middle of the folded edge, I'm just going to cut a straight line, a V. So there's my dovetail. I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing to this one. So I'm just going to go ahead and line them up, fold both of them in half, and cut it into a V shape. And then I've got this ribbon. And all I'm going to do is use another glue dot. I could use my hot glue gun, but I think we'll stick with the glue dot idea. I'm going to use 2 for this one. You have to separate the clear paper from the backer. And I am just going to place this right on top of this window pane ribbon. Peel it gently off so that the adhesive stays. Okay, and then I'm going to cut my tails. I was thinking about maybe tying these. I wonder if I could. Could and should. No. Okay. So I'm going to cut these tails off. And I'm going to apply my ribbon down here to my adhesive dots. Bring my little wires to the bottom. I could have tied that ribbon with some burlap or something to make it extra special, and I probably should have. But I think this bow looks really cute with it. So here it is. The finished project is just a bunch of flowers, and they do say love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. And then here's our ribbon at the bottom, and here is our finished project. I'm trying to get it so you guys can see it. What do you guys think? If you love it, please give it a heart. Feel free to share this with people you think would love it. And if you want the list, the products I used today, type in the word peace, P-E-A-C-E. Type it into the comments and then check your messenger, and you'll have a list in there, and you can change that list. You can buy one thing off of it. You can add things. You can change colors if you want. Just it's a starting point for you to look at the products I used and to give you ideas. So everything's in there except for this board. This board I found at, well, it's been a while, but at one of the craft stores. But I think it goes perfect with these paste colors and the ribbon. So give it a heart if you love it. I'll be back on tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.